Have you done Street Trash?
I
Yeah. Street. I was at that.
As we're having a conversation about what movies I've done in that intro since I've started Cinematic Void 8 years ago. How you guys doing tonight? You know, that's pretty good enthusiasm. I want to thank you all for coming for this very intimate screening of Angel and Freeway tonight. And the thing, for those who didn't come, just tell them go fuck themselves. They're missing out on what I think is a really killer double feature of sleazy films based in, Los Angeles, Hollywood area. Who here has not seen Angel or Freeway tonight? Ooh, okay.
Good Friday, more like Great Friday.
Thank you, Mike. Mike Felix, everyone. So I'll start with Angel. This was a movie that kind of spawned out of another movie. A movie I actually showed earlier this month at the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood, off of Hollywood Boulevard. It's a movie called Vice Squad.
Yeah.
One of the writers of Vice Squad is Robert Vincent O'Neill. He wrote and directed Angel, which was kind of, I guess, maybe his reward because of how successful Vice Squad ended up being. And if you've seen Vice Squad, it's about, vice cops, hookers, a crazy pimp named Ramrod. If you haven't seen Vice Squad, go check it out tonight when you get home. I mean, it might be late, but it's worth checking out. Basically, Robert Vincent O'Neill was tasked to write another movie about the sleazy streets of Hollywood Boulevard. So, Angel, about an underage prostitute who goes to high school during the day and turns tricks at night on Hollywood Boulevard. And as much as that could be a problematic thing, it kind of is a very endearing the movie has heart, as they would say. It stars Donna Wilkes, who I'm going to say was in Jaws 2. Jaws 2 is not my favorite Jaws movie, but if I don't mention it, somebody's like, she was in Jaws 2. And just, all right, I get it, she's in Jaws 2. But it features a great cast of character actors. You see Rory Calhoun, who's in Motel Hell, the great Susan Tyrrell, who's in John Waters stuff, and Butcher Baker, Nightmare Maker, and just Academy Award nominated. Dick Shawn's in it. Also, you get a blink and you miss a cameo by Peter Jason, who's in a lot of John Carpenter movies, being a very Peter Jason role. If you've seen Peter Jason, it's pretty much Peter Jason into the shit out of Peter Jason there. It's grimy. It's a good representation of like how Hollywood was actually cleaner in the 80s, even though it was less safe maybe. Like, if you go on Hollywood Boulevard now and you look at the streets in this movie, you'll be like, damn, they care. They cleaned up the streets. And that's with all of the prostitutes and drug dealing and all that. So, I don't know. Hollywood needs to make some improvements here. But that's our first feature. Then we're going to take an intermission. We're going to watch Freeway, which is part of the Oingo Boingo Extended Cinematic Universe. It's directed by Matthew Bright, who is part of Oingo Boingo. And, of course, there was other famous members, such as Danny Elfman and then Richard Elfman, who was Danny's brother. Richard did Forbidden Zone, which I think has played here pretty recently, hasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Mike. So Freeway stars Reese Witherspoon and Kiefer Sutherland, and it's what you expect from an ultra crazy 90s sleazy movie. It was at that time where you had things like all the big indie boom was happening. So you had like, I don't want to say, I'm trying to think what the best way to put it is, just like there was just this kind of like vague sense of direct-to-video movies where like people just didn't give a shit and just made them as wild as possible and inappropriate as possible. Although this one, I think, played theatrically for a little bit. So you're going to see a different side of Reese Witherspoon. It's not Legally Blonde at all. Kiefer Sutherland gives a tour de force as a serial killer, which is kind of the other tying theme between these movies outside of Los Angeles. And I don't know, it's pretty outrageous. So thank you guys for coming. We're going to start off with Angel. We're going to see Hollywood in the 80s, and then we're going to see Los Angeles in the kind of the late 80s, early 90s. So thank you for coming. Enjoy. And by the way, I should mention I'll be back here in May. I'm actually helping co-present a Maniac Copathon down here. I believe it's May 19th. Bill Lustig will be here, and he's going to do a Q&A for every single movie in the Maniac Cop trilogy, even the one that he quit and someone else directed other footage because the runtime was too short. So that's going to be interesting. So yeah, that's going to be here in May. I believe it's May 19th. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get an Angel, and yeah, and then during the intermission we can amongst ourselves. There's enough of us that we can do that. Thank you.